A very warm, beautiful, delicious, God made day. Hello, fellow soldiers of the cross. I'm thankful for this day. I'm thankful for good health, for sanity, for shelter, for clothing, for family. I was just going through the book of Judges actually, and something struck me, and I thought to just come out here and share. So, JTAL, just thinking out loud. JTAL, yeah. Now, I'm gonna stay on verse 12, 13, 14, and 15 because that is where I want to make my case. Yeah. The Bible talked about Gideon of the tribe of Manasseh, how God called him forth and said, "You are going to deliver the tribe of Israel," because as at that time, the Midianites and the Amalekites were actually oppressing them and all, and they didn't find it funny. So Gideon was given this message, and he eventually succumbed after giving God his CV, saying that, "Oh, I'm the least of the tribe of Manasseh, slow of tongue," all kinds of things, very similar to what Moses said, when God called him forth. But God did not look at his present situation. As we already know, he actually looked at what he wanted Gideon to become, or what Gideon was going to become. He knew he was going to empower Gideon, he was going to strengthen Gideon mentally, spiritually, physically for the fight ahead. Now, 32,000 soldiers ended up coming out to go fight the war. But God said, "You know what? Ask them. If you're afraid, go back home. No stress at all." And that day, 22,000 soldiers went back. Later, there was the testing, at the waterside where some lapped like dogs and others went on all fours, on their knees and on hands. And God was like, "You know what? The ones that lapped and drank, set those ones aside for me." And 9,700 ended up going back that day. He ended up with just 300 soldiers, okay? And God still went ahead to assure Gideon that he sent him. He now said, "Go over to the camp of the Midianites." Gideon goes over there with one of his soldiers, and he now heard two Midianites conversing. One of them said, "You know what? I had a dream. And in that dream, I saw a loaf of barley bread and it rolled into the camp of the Midianites. It struck one of the tents. It fell and turned over and collapsed. Then the other colleague or companion now said, "This must be the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash. Surely God has delivered us, the Midianites, into his hand." I know what verse 15 said. It said, Gideon worshipped, and that alone strengthened him. He went back, organized the army, and the rest is history. But what struck me was the fact that once God gives me an instruction, once God gives you an instruction, it's all the way. God is a starter and He's a finisher. He will start it, go through the process, and make sure He finishes it. And if God is sponsoring the journey, of course He's going to pay the bills. We've heard that so many times, And Gideon, Gideon worshipped. He worshipped God. Thank you, Father, for this confirmation. Thank you that I can imagine what actually went through his mind at that particular point in time. 1 minute, I'm threshing wheat at the threshing floors, actually hiding to do that. The next minute, I'm a soldier, going forth leading an army of just 300 soldiers to go deliver the Israelites. Trust is big. Trust is not as casual as you make it out to be, because what are the odds that Gideon was going to come out alive? So that means he made up his mind that whether I come out alive or not, I'll trust this God. It reminds me of the lepers that said, "If we stay here, we die. If we go into the camp, we die. So let's choose one." and they ended up going to the camp. And guess what? It was a different story. They came out with so much, and they had to go call others to come partake of the booty, as it were. Worship and trust, I believe they should go hand in hand, because if God says, Hembadon, you're going to do this, and that, and I look at where I am presently, and I see that I'm not equipped. I don't have what it takes. I don't got the pedigree. I don't got the status. I don't got anything at all it takes. Pardon the English. I just spoke Ebonics. Don't pay any attention to that. But anyway, I look at myself, and I'm looking at myself from my limited mindset. But God is looking at me. I'm looking at myself from the raw, uncooked aspect, as it were. But God is looking at me from the finished, cooked angle. Because where I am right now, I know I can't do it. But from where God is, He's saying, you have already done it actually. Just trust me. So I just want to put it out there that trust and worship indeed go hand in hand. Because the moment I'm able to achieve what God asked me to do, I need to acknowledge in worship that God is God, because He saw me for what He wanted me to see myself as, not for how I saw myself at the present time. And it's so beautiful, because once God takes us through the paradigm shift, once God helps us to change our mindsets, it makes us better people. It draws us closer to Him. We lean closer to Him. It's easier to trust the next time. And it just makes the world a better place. And you see, once God sends you on an assignment, it has nothing to do with you. It's always about the greater picture. It's always about saving others and bringing others to the saving knowledge of His grace. I just want to say that let's keep at it. Worship, trust, it's so key, and God is awesome. Very soon, I'm going to be here again. Take care. Bye.